Welcome to the Gratitude Cafe, positive radio to feed your soul. Your dynamic host and founder, Sue Lundquist, will bring you her own intuitive talents and gifts for co-creating, healing, and teaching. Her show, The Gratitude Cafe, positive radio to feed your soul, is focused on bringing you to a higher place each week where you can leave the hustle of life at the door. So pull up a chair and join us for The Gratitude Cafe, positive radio to feed your soul.
She's always right here when you need her. Benny, you're so cute.
Stop. Not just me, it's all of our listeners.
How are you?
Good, and yourself?
Good. You got your head's all slick.
Yeah,
tan
trying to even things out after the last few days out in the sunshine. So,
Yeah?
Yeah. Well, of course.
Yeah?
I don't want to have like the halo.
I think you should put, like those tanning bed stickers on your bald head.
No, thanks.
But,
I'm good.
oh my God, you could put lip marks or stars.
No,
you
thanks.
Know what?
I'm good. I appreciate
really
the
poor
suggestion.
visual.
I'll pass on that.
Oh, watch. Now somebody's going to come out with stickers for bald heads for tanning.
I'm
that
sure
would
it's
be,
already,
I'm
what do you
sure
mean
it
come
is.
out? It's
Come
already
out. It's
out.
already
Yeah,
there.
Right.
I think that's a brilliant idea. That's funny because it would be funny to see.
Well, if you're tall, then it wouldn't really matter for those that are
True.
shorter. So
True.
it's still kind of like an inside joke.
So, Benny,
Mm-hmm.
What's-
Haze,
haze,
smoke,
Smoke.
wildfires. Yeah. That's what we're
Pacific
looking-
Northwest,
Yeah.
live and hazy. So
Yeah.
that sun, it looks like we're having an eclipse.
I know,
I mean,
right?
it's crazy.
It's intense on the other side of the building. Mhm.
Yeah. It's beautiful, though. I mean, but to our firefighters, to our local people,
Mhm.
please be safe. Watch your animals. Hydrate, please. And with the fires and the heat, the other wild animals are coming down closer to where our population is. So be mindful of that. Bears and cougars and, oh, my. I can
Should
read.
be cougars and bears.
Oh, my.
There
But it's Sueisms. It's Sueville.
No, that's
so-
fine.
Okay. So it's the Gratitude Cafe. You guys, welcome. Sue Lundquist here. we're goofing off. Benny and I are goofing off. I like to goof off. It's my show. I can do that. I'm silly. I'm sassy. I'm goofy. Today, so is Benny. I still think you should put stickers on your head.
Oh,
I really
Good.
do.
Good.
Oh, we need to henna tattoo your head.
no, even
Yes.
No, I'm good. I'd rather do a sticker.
Oh,
no.
Sarah Henna. She's incredible. It's all organic. She makes her own
I've got-
products. She can put a
understand.
beautiful, she could put a wazoo
No.
on your melon.
No.
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 Why?
Why?
What?
Exactly.
Benny.
No. Thank you.
Ah,
I appreciate it.
I know the audience is cracking up.
I'm fine. I have other real tattoos.
Oh, I am really having a fun banter in my head. My imagination with just with your melon with henna tattoos or stickers. Oh, we should get the boys to put stickers on your head.
Nadine, save me.
Save me,
Save
Nadine.
me now. Save me now. Let's bring her in.
Oh,
No, all I could think was real tattoos on your head.
yes. Well, he's got tattoos. Yeah. I wish the
Mine
audience,
up.
he would come out from behind the mic because he's quite handsome and cutie and all of that. And he's like, nope, I'm going to stick right behind here. There he is. Oh, there he goes. Yay. Oh, my God. So if you guys were watching on live, he did it. Ah! You guys, so you got a picture of him live. So all my international peeps out there, you got it. Oh, my goodness.
364 more days to go before
Yeah.
I show myself again.
Yes. All right. So we're doing a call-in show today, guys. So have patience for my wonderful producer, Benny. Call in and just allow it to ring. You're going to be put in queue and on hold while we go through our normal housekeeping and stuff like that. So locally, 425-373-5527 or 1-888-298-5569. Give us a call. We're going to do readings. Myself and Nadine are back live today and guiding you, coaching you, loving you through this process of life. It is a process. It's a lifestyle. So you're tuning in. Sue Lundquist here with new perspective, new thoughts, new ideas, new you. I want to remind all of you, you guys have heard me talk about Dr. Joe Dispenza. And I want to remind you that we are going to be, honestly, it's a huge honor. I was selected to be a team leader for Dr. Joe or with Dr. Joe and in Toronto. So it's the end of the month. It's actually, well, I'll be there at the end of the month. You guys, the actual event is September 1st through the 7th. It's at the Westin Harbor Castle, Toronto. You don't contact the hotel. You just go to drjoedispenza.com, sign up, and everything it'll all be automated for you. And this Dr. Joe Dispenza event is called Waking Up in Your Future, and it is going to be epic. I am so excited to take part of this event and be a team leader again. I'm so excited. So again, go see drjoedispenza.com. Waking Up in Your Future in Toronto. To our Canadians, I want to see you there. I will be in Toronto at the end of the month. All right. Again, we're taking calls 1-888-298-5569 or locally 425-373-5527. Again, please have patience. Benny, my superstar, he's going to be running back and forth from studio to the auxiliary and answering the phone. So just hang tight. And Nadine's joining us. But before we get started, I have to remind you, of course, of Josh Parkinson with Resonate Brand. Resonate helps you build beautiful mobile-friendly websites, but more importantly, they help you build a web strategy that helps your business attract new customers, grow following, and get higher in the search listings. And if you want to create an online course or membership that sells automatically without you lifting a finger, they can help you build and sell that too. So contact Resonate Web Leadership for a free consult to see what options they have for you. Go to www.resonateweb.agency. I'm not sure what that sound was in the background, but we're good to go. Miss Nadine, Sue Lundquist here.
Good morning.
Hi, sweetheart.
I'm so glad that I get an extra hour's sleep compared to you guys.
You know,
I think that's what that was.
oh, did you just yawn?
Yes, I
See,
did.
You did. Benny called it. It was not silent.
I've had 3 coffees. That's terrible.
Oh my heavens! Are you
I'm
hydrated?
sorry.
Awake for her own show.
Sue, are you drinking your water?
Are you
Sue,
drinking?
I've had no water unless it's in the coffee.
No, sister, that dehydrates you. That's so bad. Oh,
I'm just kidding. I had a big glass of water.
okay.
I did.
Good. Yeah, Mama
Yeah.
Sue just came out in fierce. Girl, you gotta hydrate. I swear the
Oh,
world
I
is
know.
dehydrated.
The world is dehydrated.
We are. All right.
believe it.
Yes. So, all right, guys, we kind of have a special show today. I mean, obviously, I'm special, Nadine's special, Benny's special, but it is the Gratitude Cafe, and this hour's the best ever. We are taking calls, but Nadine and I talked behind the scene, and Nadine's had, an interesting hurdle to overcome over the last month, and we talked about if she wanted to be vulnerable and open enough to share the experience, and we have decided, she has graciously decided that she'd like to share what has happened over the last month, and we're doing that in an efforts to, again, give you guys new perspectives, new thoughts, just so if you're in isolation, you're not alone. Reach out to get somebody that will help you. And Nadine, I'm just going to let you take it from here and you take it, girl. I guess.
Okay, I will. Thanks, Sue. But I think it's actually been 1 month today, I believe, since everything happened.
Of course, it was a month today.
It was a month today. And for everybody who's listening, what happened to me is my best friend, the father of my daughter, my husband, everything, decided to take his own life on the 14th of July as a total shock to us. We were in Saskatchewan. I woke up that day and I thought, oh, what a beautiful day. So gorgeous outside. And then I got the phone call and it totally shattered and changed our life forever. And, even doing the job that I do and that we do and being able to communicate with spirits on the other side, it was still a huge shock and a huge loss. And, he started talking to us directly right out the gate. Like as soon as I found out, he was there trying to comfort us and trying to comfort me, and he has never left. I mean, he sends the signs and the symbols and everything, and thank goodness we are able to recognize them and
Mm-hmm.
to know that he's communicating. But it's still super hard, of course, to lose someone that way.
Yes.
And yes, and he suffered from depression. And I mean, there was numerous times where I had to, save him and call the ambulance, or, call the police even if he wasn't with us, because he'd suffered his whole life
Mm.
from depression, and then multiple concussions. Like, he was a hockey player his whole life, and he got in a couple mountain bike accident. He got in a skateboarding accident where he got more concussions. And it's just one of those things where we just need more help. We need more mental health help. We need to have no more stigmas attached to it. People need to reach out to anybody. Like, just make that phone call. One word, one kind word could change somebody's life. You never know,
Mm.
right?
Yes.
You just never know. And usually he would call, and this time he didn't call. So the worst part, though, is, when someone does this, is to blame yourself. And it's pretty amazing how many people, when this happened, started to blame themselves. Like, people who he hadn't talked to in 2 years, or, I should have called more, and why didn't I call more? And the thing is, at the end of the day, it's their decision.
Mm-hmm.
It was his decision. At the end of the day, it's his decision. And um, whether you're there every second of every day doesn't mean you're going to save them, but we try our hardest. And I know I tried my hardest. And that's why I always say to people, never leave anything left unsaid, ever.
Yep.
Like, at least my daughter and I know that everything was said. We always said, I love you. We always said, we miss you. Everything was said. So when I say goodbye to people, I always say, I love you. I always say everything that day. And when I see them, because you never know, never know. Life is a gift, and we just don't know when we're going to be called back home. So, but yeah, that's what's been going on.
Oh.
And I haven't done a reading in a month, because I've just been
Well,
I've
you've
just
been
been
a
doing
little
all this.
busy, and you have been
I've been
doing
a little
readings. You've
busy.
been talking
I
to your
have.
boy.
I
Yeah.
have been talking to him constantly. So
Yes.
that's been really nice. It's amazing how strong spirit is, and to know those signs. Like, the thing is, with us and my family, we know all the signs that they're sending. We know how they're communicating. So we're floored, right? Like, it's like, oh, he did this. Oh, he did that.
Yay! I
Oh, he sent
love
me
the
this.
post with your
Right.
sister with the crow feathers.
That was on the morning of his
Ah.
funeral. Yeah.
Can
And
you
we were,
share that? Do you want to share that, love? Because
yeah.
it's a
So,
beautiful testimonial to what spirit can do too.
right, exactly. So, when my husband died, he was in Vancouver, BC, and we were all the way in Saskatchewan. And when we found out that he passed, we right away the next day had to head out to Vancouver, to make arrangements and do all that stuff. And the first thing they said is that the Eagles will lead the way. So my husband and my daughter are First Nations, so Native American, I guess it would be. So of course the eagle and Mother Nature and stuff is very important to them. So he said the Eagles will lead the way, and sure enough, all the way to Vancouver, 2-day travel, was all bald eagles all the way.
Oh,
And then, yeah, it was crazy.
I
And
love
then
it.
I know, and that's what Spirit said. The Eagles will lead the way. So
Way.
they were watching over us and leading us all the way there. Then when we got there, it was all about the crow. Well, my husband's last name was Crow. So then he thinks it's funny to send us all the crows and the crow feathers and
Yes.
whatever to tell us he's with us. But the thing is, there's so many crows.
Yeah. Yeah.
The crows are everywhere right now. And he had a really dry sense of humor, like really sarcastic and really dry. So he would think that that's hilarious. That he's like, you'll never. That's what he said. He's like, you'll never look at a crow without thinking of me. And then he made sure I told everybody that, right? Oh, if you see a crow, it's Rick. And he's saying hello. So now all my friends are like, oh my God, this morning there was a crow in my friend's
And there's
yard,
a
and it was
crow
just
here and a crow
staring
here.
at me.
Yeah,
There's a
yeah.
crow here and a crow. And I know he's laughing from heaven, because he's like, they're going to see them everywhere. So I'm everywhere. But it's beautiful, though, that I see him everywhere, or we get to see him everywhere. But on the morning of of his funeral, my sister was out walking with her dog, just, in the country there. And there was 8 crow feathers all in a row laying on the ground, like just 8 of them in a bundle. And she's like, what does the number 8 mean? And it was his hockey jersey number. He was always number 8.
Oh, God, I love that. I got goosebumps.
Isn't that wild?
I love it.
It was beautiful. And even at his funeral, for whatever reason, like people are people nowadays are really starting to trust their intuition and to really hear what's going on from the other side. The veil is thinning, as they say, because at his funeral, people kept bringing me feathers.
What?
They're like, I don't know why, but I just feel like I need to give you this feather. I know. And they're like, and lots of people don't know what I do for a living, right? And they're like, I know this is kind of weird, but I have this feather for you.
Oh.
I'm like, no, it's not weird at all. So I have a beautiful collection of feathers and lucky rocks and sage and sweetgrass and all kinds of beautiful gifts that people have given us for healing. And
so I have to interject.
There's so
really
much magic.
Quick.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So this morning, and we have crows, right? I mean, we have them all over the place. But this morning, and I love the irony and the synchronicity of this. It was early in the morning, like right when the sun was coming up, and I look out my office window, second story, and there's literally 3 or 4. It was like maybe 3 or 4 larger crows hovering around my backyard. That right there is rare. So I'm like, oh, and now I'm listening to this story more in detail. I had just read about the feathers, but I'm like, well, of course. Mr. Rick is here with us today saying hello.
Hello. Now you're never going to be able to look at a crow. Anybody hearing the radio show today is going to be like, oh.
There's Rick. There you go, Nadine.
Yeah, there's Nadine's husband.
Yes, I love it. So, okay, so we were talking about something pretty serious, and it is depression, and I'm guessing he had quite a few concussions and head injuries, and that played a big part of that. But I wanted to remind everybody about the suicide hotline. Benny looked it up for me. It's 1-800-273-8255. 1-800-273-8255. Do not get yourself isolated. Give yourself that comfort. Be vulnerable. Call. Just reach out and call 1-888-273-8255 and get yourself some help. We love you. You
Absolutely.
are worth
and
it.
To know that it's like, it's just one of those things, it's not your fault.
Nope.
That you suffer from depression.
Nope.
And it's not your fault if you have anxiety or any kind of mental
Nope.
health conditions. Most of us do. That's the thing. Most people on some level or another have a mental health issue, whether it's a crisis or whether it's, continuous, whatever it is, it doesn't matter. You have to reach out and get that help. There's so many tools out there.
And that's why we do what we do.
Beautiful people. Yeah.
That's why I'm here. That's why you're here. There's different modalities and different avenues. That's why I love Dr. Joe Dispenza's work, because he teaches you how to heal yourself, anxiety, depression. There's cancer testimonials, all of this stuff. Dr. Joe Dispenza, he's doing incredible work. Benny has something to say.
If you're unsure, also, like when you visit the website, the suicide prevention online.org,
Thank you.
It's got all the information there. There's even steps on even if you're curious on other people that may have situations and you're unsure on how to approach them. All this is listed there too. And of course, there's the phone number, and then there's online chatting. So if you want to remain anonymous, that's all there too. So
thank you, Benny.
So it's suicidepreventiononline.org.
.org. Mm-hmm. Thank you, Benny. The phone number is 800-273-8255. 800-273-8255. And that's a suicide hotline. Mm-hmm. If you or somebody you love needs to call, we love you.
24/7.
Yeah, 24/7. We love you guys. Reach out. Don't stay isolated. It's heavy, heavy stuff, girls and boys, but it needs to be talked about. we love you. Don't keep yourself in isolation because of this. And again, that's why we do what we do. We bring this stuff to the forefront to see, so you could try on the different hats, so you can try on what fits for you. Wouldn't you agree, Miss Nadine?
Oh, absolutely. And the number one thing I believe, and what seems to be a reoccurring theme this weekend at the funeral, was when you have that feeling, you have that intuition, you have that thought to call somebody, to reach out. Oh, I should really call so and so. Just do it. Get on the phone. You don't know why you're getting that message.
Yes.
Right? Like, we always trust spirit. We trust those messages. And you just do it. Just get on the phone, tell them you love them. Don't hesitate. Just make the call or reach out or say hello, like just anything, because you never know why you're getting that message or how the other person's feeling. So it might be important.
It might be. So above and beyond that, we are, myself, Sue Lundquist, and Nadine, are taking calls today. If you would like to chat, have a conversation with Spirit, have us guide you and love on you a bit, we'd love to hear from you. And of course, it could be anonymous if that's what you want to do. 425-373-5527 or 888-298-5569. And if you guys are wondering, well, how if I'm going to call in and get a reading and it can be anonymous? It's because it's all an energy frequency. That's exactly what we're tapping into. And if Spirit comes through and gives us their name, that's a whole different story. But yeah. So
and just a heads up, though, if you do decide to change your name, just make sure you've changed your name to that name and you reply to that name. See what I'm saying?
Yes, yeah.
I want to be Sally today. All right. Well, then, Sally, are you there? Sally, are you there? Oh, wait, that's me. I forgot. I changed my name. It's the only thing.
Very true. Very true. I love that you got yourself on camera today, Benny. That was pretty cute.
Like I said, 364 more days to go.
I still think Sarah with henna tattoos should
It's like a unicorn. It's like a random sighting.
I think you should put the big old henna tattoo on that gorgeous head of yours.
How about that break?
Do you see what he's doing here, Miss Nadine? All right. We will take, it's hilarious, I know. All right. We will take a commercial break. And when we come back, we're taking calls, 1-888-298-5569. Locally, right here in the Pacific Northwest, 425-373-5527. We love you guys. Sue and Nadine will be right back.
Hi, this is Dr. Joe Dispenza. I wanted to take a moment and let you know about a nonprofit organization called Give to Give. The Give to Give Foundation was created by a group of people who have studied my work or have participated in my workshops around the world. And by applying the principles of mind over matter and the mind-body connection, they've created outstanding changes in their lives or in their health, and they wanted to give back. The organization is dedicated to providing the proper resources to those people in need to gain the opportunity to learn exactly how to change their body or their lives. If you want to learn more about the Give to Give Foundation, or you know someone that needs help, or you simply want to make a donation, visit givetogive.com. Those who give don't always know how to love. Those who love always know how to give. Thank you.
Hey, Sue Lundquist here with the Gratitude Cafe. All right, folks, seriously, I've got the doorway. I'm working with amazing, high-functioning clients that are doing the work and busting through old habits to now transform their lives. This means breaking their old programming, their old stories, to feeling a purpose and such a relief that now that they have the answers. Does that sound good to you? Yes, I knew it. Give me a call, 206-300-2227.
Advertising, successful advertising that is all about being on the right platform with the right message, the right amount of times. Do the right thing for your business. Advertise on the Gratitude Cafe with Sue Lundquist. Reach her loyal audience with your important message. Best of all, the options are affordable, so you can stretch your advertising dollar to reach the right amount of consumers. Learn more today at 206-300-2227. That's 206-300-2227.
Attracting the wrong things in your life? Blocked? In transition? Can't seem to get clear? Let Sue Lundquist, Intuitive Clarity Coach, guide you through to confidence and sustained positive change. This is achieved with easy, practical tools you can use in your everyday life. Call now for your personal one-on-one clarity coaching session with Sue to get back to who you really are, confident, purposeful, and positive. Call Sue at 206-300-2227. That's 206-300-2227.
Following the herd is fine until they lead you off a cliff. Think for yourself. Alternative Talk, 1150 a.m.
All right, so that song, Benny, you got to explain where that song comes from.
So this is from the hip-hop artist Logic, and it was released a year and a half ago, 2 years, and so it's all about the prevention and help that he and around him, friends around him that have gone through.
Yeah,
so
suicide prevention.
Actually, this song it's the number 800-273-8255. So definitely a great image for a lot of youngsters to know that their help is out there.
Yes, absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
And at the beginning of the hour, we were talking about Nadine's journey and her family and her daughter journey through her husband's choice to end his life. And that was based from depression and some other things.
Mm-hmm.
And we were talking about the suicide hotline. And Nadine was being very vulnerable and transparent with all of us and sharing that in the efforts to make sure that all of you know that you are not alone and there are people out there to help you. So the phone number for the hotline is 800-273-8255. That's the suicide hotline, not the number to call in for today's show.
Correct.
Yeah, don't call them and say, hi, Sue, hi, Nadine, Benny, are you there? No, that's not the right number. Okay, so we were goofing off and having fun. And, you know, I do lovingly love myself, and I call myself Super Sue. And then Nadine's like, what did you say, love, for today?
I said instead of Tuesdays, it should be called Sue's Days.
Yes. And then Benny chimed in and you said,
I'm super. Thanks for asking.
super.
Which makes no reference. That's why I didn't want to do it.
But it's funny.
It
We
is
were
funny,
really
and that
having a good
concept
time.
was off the air.
But we were all having a good time laughing
That's
about
fine,
it. But
that's
you're just
fine.
over there going, God, Sue, please.
Super.
Super. Yes, this is
Super Tuesdays.
Super
Super
Sue's
Tuesdays.
Yes, Super Sue on Sue's days. I've got to get
Sue's
that.
days.
Now it's
Sue's
getting
days.
muggy.
Yeah, now we are taking calls today. We are having a good time. And 1-888-298-5569, locally 425-373-5527. We actually have the beautiful Stephanie from Seattle on the phone with us. Stephanie, I'm Sue, and please meet Nadine.
Hi, ladies.
Hi, sweetheart. How are you?
Good morning.
I'm good. How are you doing?
Good. We're goofing off a little bit. Are you good with that?
Yeah, sure, of course.
It's all about raising the vibration.
Yeah, that's true.
So what brings you to us, the Gratitude Cafe, today?
Well, I've listened to you guys over the weeks, and I was listening to Nadine talk today about the ones that you love, and I'm curious about my dad, who's passed, and my dog, who's also passed, and my mom, who's in the process.
So are you asking a general question you want us to connect? Is that what you're asking, love?
I'm asking, if you can. I want to know how my dad and my dog are doing. I know my dog's with him, and so I want to make sure they're okay.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm curious about my mom, because really she probably just has, she has like less than a couple weeks. And I know she's the last of 10 kids, and
Wow.
she's really the end, the closing of that. It's a long legacy.
Yeah.
And I'm just curious about, who's going to be there for her, how that's going to go, what you guys might see.
So you're asking about how your father and your dog are doing on the other side, and then how the transition's going to be for your mother. Is that correct? I want to make sure I'm hearing you. Okay.
Yeah.
I just want to make sure I'm hearing you correctly.
Yeah.
Well, I know from past experience the transition and all the loved ones are going to be there to greet her. I know that to be true, and all of that's going to be in divine love and energy. So be rest assured that will for sure happen. Nadine, are you getting dad or doggy at all?
Well, what I'm first of all, what I'm picking up is with your mom. And I was just, connecting and asking about your mom, and they're giving me a very gentle passing.
Okay.
So for me, it feels like it's a very peaceful, it's very peaceful. I don't feel like she's not in peace right now. I think she's already transitioning. I think she's already in peace. So when I'm trying to connect with her, all I feel is like love and relaxation and calm, and really like her breathing is fine. Like she's showing me like she's almost like rejuvenating her health already. Like, so she's starting to feel the other side already. So, okay. Is there trouble with her talking? Like, could she not talk right now?
She has trouble sometimes. Yeah.
Okay. But she's saying like they're communicating with her directly. Like, so they're already talking to her, but she's not able to convey exactly to you what's going on. Like, it's that kind of a feeling. But just to know she's already at peace. So they're already taking away pain from her. They're already transitioning her over. So you're absolutely right. It is coming. So you might notice that she's looking off into the corners. You might notice that she's talking to other people. Just know she's like, I'm not crazy. This is what your mom's saying. I'm not crazy. They're really here. So just so that you're aware that they're around.
I know that from both sides. I've seen people that I've been with at their bedside talking. My grandma, and it's interesting to watch, Stephanie, whether it's grandma or parents, and you're like, who are they talking to? But it's the loved ones for sure.
Oh yeah, yeah. Well, I know.
So did your dad and the dog pass? Did they pass very close together?
A couple years apart.
Did they pass? Yeah, like around the same time. And then was your dad very close with this dog? Because that's the feeling I get. So she shows me that they're very close, but I'm not sure if they were close on Earth or they're really close now. But did they have a close connection?
You're right. Now they do, but they didn't when they were here.
Okay, that's what I was wondering, because he showed me on Earth, and then he showed me and he was trying to show me close, so he was confusing me there. Okay, perfect. So they're close now. Now I feel tragedy. So they come to me together. So it might be hard for me to separate the two, but I feel tragedy. Now, is this tragic with both, or is this tragic with just one?
Well, a little bit of both, but more so with the dog.
Yeah. Okay. Because I hear tragedy. So with the dog, this is accidental then. Is that correct?
It wasn't accidental, but it was just really unfortunate the way that thing
really unfortunate. Out. Okay. Because I see I just see a vehicle involved. So I'm not, so I see the dog and I see a vehicle. Does that make sense?
Okay. If it doesn't, hon, just say no.
I can see why. It might have been at his passing. I can see why.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. No worries. I feel with your dad too. Was there a disconnect between you and your dad? Because he shows me like so when they show me the disconnect, it either means you're disconnected emotionally or you are far apart physically. So were you not living close at the time, or did you and your dad have a disconnect?
When he was here, we did. We kind of disconnected maybe the last year of his life.
Okay, because he's showing me the disconnect. So this is an emotional disconnect. Okay.
Yeah.
And so he's making it hard for me to breathe. So is this heart, chest, or lungs that he passed from?
Did it affect his lungs?
Yeah. Like, did he have trouble breathing in the end, or was it something to do with his heart, his chest, or his lungs? Because he's making it really hard for me to breathe.
It probably was. I imagine it was really hard for him to breathe. Yeah. When he passed.
Oh, okay. So you weren't there when he passed. So is this cancer then?
He did throughout the body.
Yeah, because he just yelled at me, cancer.
Yeah.
It's so funny.
Yeah, that's it.
He's very direct when he wants to be. He's a man of few words, but then he doesn't really say much. And all of a sudden he's like, cancer. He just yelled it at me. I'm like, okay, cancer.
Okay. Yeah,
Man,
it was.
I'm trying to connect here. So I'm like, he's a little bit impatient. So I'm not sure if that was his personality while he was here, but he's like, he doesn't say much, but when he does, he just yells it at me. I'm like, okay.
Okay.
But he talks about being very emotionally reserved, like having a hard time expressing his emotions, having a hard time, like especially with the love emotions and the kindness. I feel like he maybe was not the kindest, softest person, to put it nicely. Yeah, to put it nicely, he's like, you don't have to put it nicely. He's so funny. He's like, he wasn't. He had trouble connecting, is the feeling he gives me. Like he had trouble connecting with people on an emotion. Yeah, does that make sense? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. He talks about being selfish.
Okay.
Now, does that make sense?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, because selfish in like maybe his actions, like whether it would be drinking or spending time alone, or like he says, everything I did was basically for myself. He's like, I did what I thought would make me happy. I didn't really think about anybody else's happiness very much. He says I was selfish. I was very selfish, and he really wants to apologize for this, because of course now that he's on the other side, he sees the error of his ways. And he says, I couldn't, he's like, even though I knew I was wrong, I couldn't admit it. He was just stubborn. He just had that stubbornness and that like, I know I'm dead wrong here, but I'm not going to admit I'm dead wrong, because then I would be at fault. It's like he never wanted to be at fault or anything. And he says that he says, I loved you as best as I knew how, well on earth. So he really was scared of love. He didn't like that feeling of vulnerability. He thought that it made him feel weak, like he felt weak, and he didn't want to feel weak. So that's what he's apologizing for. He says, I didn't have the knowledge that I have now. And he says, I'm so sorry that I didn't love you the way you deserve to be loved. And he says, don't carry that with you. So he's making me feel like you might be carrying that forward, that feeling of not deserving the best, or not deserving to be loved, like that kind, or not even deserving to love yourself fully. And he's saying, don't carry that forward with you. He says, you have to find a way to be vulnerable, to accept that vulnerability, to show love and be loved. And he says, this is something you need to work on. So I'm not sure if you're not, able to express yourself as best as you should, but he's saying that's one thing you definitely need to do, is to share the love, to spread the love outwards and inwards, because you're forgetting the inwards part sometimes. You're forgetting. And he just says I'm sorry. He says and this is how he says it, I'm sorry I was an asshole. Sorry to swear on live radio here, but that's basically what he says. I'm sorry, and I love you, and I truly love you. If I never said it before, or I wasn't able to say it truly and fully, he says, I want you to hear me, and I want you to believe it.
Oh yeah.
And your dog just runs in circles in the background of him barking. So I'm not sure if your dog was a big barker and liked to run in circles, because that's literally what the dog is doing. It's like chasing its own tail almost. That's what it looks like. So excited and running around and barking.
Okay,
yes.
He probably is excited. Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah.
Thank you. I'm so glad he was able to come through. And he says, don't worry, I got Mom. I got Mom. I got her.
I know he's waiting for her. I know he's right there.
Absolutely. And he's so much softer now, which is beautiful, right? Like once they get over there and they learn everything, they are much softer.
Much so.
Yes. It's very nice.
Hey, Stephanie Sue here. That was Nadine. Nadine, thank you, love. Steph, are you in the middle of a romance right now, or expecting looking for romance?
Yeah, kind of looking.
Okay, no, and that's good. And with, I think, the healing message that you got from Dad today, that's going to help you release that feeling of not loved enough. Does that make
Right.
sense?
Yeah.
So you can now, you're going to have this whole amazing shift within your body. I mean, it's going to be biologically and emotionally, everything that's going to allow a new romance and a new love to come into your life. Have you gotten really clear on what that looks like for you and how you want to feel with this new love?
I'm starting to, and it's just like you said, it's like allowing yourself to be vulnerable.
Right. But even with the vulnerability, there's got to be some really, really getting clear on what you want.
Yeah, right.
Like from head
Very
to toe, like from I want nice manicured toes, I want nice hygiene, I want to feel safe, I want to feel compassion, I want to feel sexy, I want all of that stuff. I really want you to get really clear on that because there's going to be a massive shift in energy that's going to start happening for you right now, and that self-esteem and that confidence is going to just build on itself.
Yes, yeah. Yes, thank you. That's great.
Does that feel good?
Yes, definitely.
Okay. You promise you'll get
Yeah.
really clear so you won't have anything funny just show up? No, I'm serious. I've had
I
some
know.
really weird things happen where people haven't gotten clear on what they want. And then it
Yeah.
shows up and they're like, well, it's what I asked for. So I'm coaching clients and guiding clients and get very clear. And please attach it
You're
to
like,
a
"Damn."
feeling. Yeah.
Yeah.
You're like, I didn't put that on the list.
Yeah.
Why is it there?
Right.
But always
Yes.
what you do. One more quick thing. Sorry, spirit is pushy.
Yes.
But
Yeah.
I don't know if you have just bought yourself fresh flowers or there's flowers coming, but they just showed me like a bouquet of daisies, like the Gerber ones, the white with the yellow
Ooh.
in the middle. And I'm not sure
Okay.
what that means to you, if it's something that's coming, but they just said fresh flowers, fresh flowers. So if you don't have fresh flowers already, I think you should go buy yourself some today.
Yay. Yes.
Ah, okay.
Oh,
Yeah.
And
Well, that's great.
and whether you like daisies or not, I want you to buy yourself some daisies. There has to be daisies in them, and you also have to look up the spiritual meaning of daisies.
Yes.
Okay.
That,
But
because
nothing
that's
about,
a
is there
message
anything
coming.
with those daisies about, like, pulling a petal off saying he loves me not, he loves me? Do you see anything like that?
I didn't see that, but if that's how
Okay.
you feel, then you got to go with that.
Well,
You got to go with that.
That's come up before, but
Oh.
I'm wondering if this is in a different context that you're showing me those. That's why I asked.
All they showed me was a bouquet of flowers, like to make you feel good. Like it was
Okay.
that feeling. It was like bouquet in the house, bringing the fresh cut flowers in, and it had to be daisies. So I know there's a
Okay.
message with the daisies. So look up the meaning of the
There
daisies,
is,
like
yeah.
spiritually, what do daisies represent? Because there's going to be a message in there for you that you need today. But it's also about it's like a freshness, bringing that freshness, renewed energy, happiness into the home.
Okay,
Because
I've
they're
got
showing it in the home.
Yep. Okay, so while you guys were talking, I
Okay.
typed up the meaning, the flower meaning. Gerber daisies, and they were often paired with fern, blah, 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 symbolize sincerity and promises innocence. And also daisies symbolize innocence, purity. They come from the Norse mythology. It's a sacred flower. It's the goddess of love, beauty, and fertility. And new beginnings. So this is really powerful.
I like that. That's, yeah.
Yay!
And bringing it into the home was what they were showing me. So you're bringing in new beginnings into your home. So you're refreshing your atmosphere. That's the big one, right? So this is new beginnings, new starts. Write your list.
Yep.
Get your house, get the flowers in your house. Shift.
Yep. And
Love
get
is
that
coming.
frequency. Because whatever you ask for, you've got to show up the same way, right? So if you want to feel safe and loving and kind and compassionate and sexy and passionate and have good hygiene, whatever that looks like for you, right? And make sure you put good hygiene, please, because I've had please do it, especially when there's get really clear and then how do you want to feel when you're holding hands in a car ride to the ocean or sitting watching a movie on the couch? Really get clear on what that feels like, safe and loving and kind, all of that.
Yes.
Wonderful, Stephanie. And then let us know what happens.
Okay, I will. Well, thank you so much.
You're welcome, love. Blessings
so fun
to you.
to listen to you.
Oh, keep doing that. Thank you. We love having you. All right, we have going to take a quick call. Oh, look at that. We got our Saskatchewan Ginger. This is Sue. Welcome. Please meet Nadine.
Hi, Sue.
Hello.
Thank you very much for taking my call.
You bet, love. Ginger, there's Nadine. How are you?
Hi, Nadine.
Hi.
Thank you so much. Probably your sister is listening right now. I actually am friends with her and with Leslie.
Oh yes, Michelle and Les. Aw, that's so
So
awesome.
I'm very grateful to be on this call.
Thank
And
you.
I just want to send my love to you for what you've been through.
Oh.
Thank you. Oh, I appreciate that. I can feel it. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Did you have a
Sorry,
specific question, Ginger?
I would like to ask about my father. I've lost him to suicide long time ago. And my grandmother has been coming to me recently pretty intensely, and I'm not really sure what she's trying to convey. But I'm waking up in the middle of the night with a lot of emotion.
Okay. Nadine, go ahead, love.
So with grandma, is grandma coming through with a lot of like smells? Like, can you smell her, or
Yes,
there's something with the scent, or is that what you're smelling?
There's a lot of flower and perfume.
Yeah, because when she comes through to me, she smells like, I'm like, whoa, grandma, I can smell you. Yeah, like it's that perfume grandma smell scent. Yes, beautiful. So grandma is around because she makes me feel like there's a time in your life right now where you're feeling very vulnerable. So she's not showing me exactly what's going on with you, but she says that you are feeling very up and down emotionally, feeling very vulnerable and very sad. So she's not showing me the exact details of it, but there's a lot of sadness going on with you right now. And so she's just coming in close to hug you and to show you that everything's going to be okay and everything's all right. And as far as your dad coming through, he's a little bit more standoffish. He's a little bit of a quieter man. Does that make sense? Was he a bit quieter?
Well, I guess I should clarify. My biological father passed away when I was 5, and then my stepfather passed away almost 9 years, about 9 years, a little over 9 years ago, actually. The one that standoffish would be my biological one, I believe.
Okay, because the thing is who's connected to the farm or the country? Who is the farmer?
Well, my grandfather was actually. Okay. Well, my real father grew up on a farm.
Okay, because when I see this father, they're standing back and they're standing on a farm. They got like the Wranglers on and the little pot belly and the farmer's hat, and they're just kind of standing back.
Oh, that would be my stepfather. He's pretending, I think.
Oh, okay. Well, do you live in the country? Like, do you live in the country at all? Like,
no, but we want to. We've been looking at getting property.
Oh, okay. Well, because when he shows me, he's got a farmer's hat on and he's got a pot belly and he's got his little jeans almost falling off. And he seems really, does this describe your stepdad? Because he seems very sweet, though. Like, his personality seems very kind and very loving and very sweet. Does that seem like your stepfather then?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. He talks about the love of food. He says, I love food, and it didn't matter what people told me to eat or not eat or whatever. He's like, I was never going to change what I wanted to eat. He's very much like a meat and potatoes kind of guy with a sweet tooth. That's what he tells me. And he says, I just love food, and I was never going to not eat what I wanted to eat. He talks about he's making it hard for me to breathe. So was this something to do with the heart, chest, or lungs, his passing?
I'm starting to feel like you're actually talking about my grandfather, who had made my grandma's mom, this same grandmother that I was referring to, her husband. He died from pneumonia, and he resembles exactly what you're saying, and he was a quiet man.
Okay, perfect. Because the thing is, his grandfather, stepfather, father-in-law, father, they all have the same feeling. So whatever connects to whomever, because if you have multiple ones on the other side, it kind of gets a little bit muddy. How they're coming through.
A lot of men on the other side, older men.
A lot of men on that side. Okay, what's with the art in you? So they're talking about you being very creative and very artistic. Does that make sense? And this is something that you, okay. And this is something that you have been getting into more and more and more as you get older. Does that make sense?
I'm struggling with it. I'm not actually doing it at the moment. I seem to want to, but
you're
can't
neglecting
do it.
it. Yeah, you're neglecting it, but that's what you want to be doing.
Yeah.
Because that's exactly right. Because that's what they're showing. They're like, she's so artistic and creative. And you wish that this was more your job. Like if there was a way you could make money doing this full time, that's what you'd be doing. But instead life gets in the way, but you always have this kind of monkey on your back that says you should be doing art, you should be doing art, you should be doing art, correct?
Always,
right?
always.
Always, every day it's like, oh, I need to make, okay. So the plan is that you have, you're always like, when I get all the housework done, then I'll do it. When I do all this, then I'll do it. But you know what? The housework never ends and the chores never end. So you're going to have to just skip a day or two and just start a project.
Okay.
Because it will fuel your happiness, because there is a sadness. And I think the sadness is because you're lacking the creativity that feeds you.
And to nurture yourself, for sure.
To nurture that artistic side of you. I'm telling you, if you don't have creativity in your life, you're going to be sad, especially when you're so artistic.
And it will pay off. It will pay off big time.
It will, absolutely. Whether it pays off emotionally, financially, whatever it is, it's going to bring happiness into your life, and that's what you need.
And to making sure that you're really tuned into that inner voice, those gut feelings, your intuition.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. And does Grandma come as hummingbirds as well?
Oh my God, yes.
Yay!
I'm sorry, that is the biggest. Yes.
Oh, it's a good validation then.
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, we've got about 3 minutes, Nadine. 2 minutes. Do you have anything else from Grandma?
The hummingbirds is so cute. She's just showing. She's like, tell her about the hummingbirds, and she's showing them flying all the way around. But your grandmother is your biggest cheerleader. Like, she is your safety. She is your warmth. She is your cheerleader. So she says, like, you can talk to her anytime and be with her anytime. She talks about photos. She just showed me flashes of photos. So were you recently looking at family photos, or is there a photo of Grandma that you walk by all the time?
I was looking at photos of her yesterday.
Okay, that's what it is. Oh my goodness! See, she just showed me a flash
all over my house.
Aw, that is so sweet. Well, but that's beautiful that you know the signs and that you see the signs, because that's Grandma coming through strong. Look for feathers as well. So she communicates in feathers, or your loved ones communicate in feathers. Stepdad says he sends dimes. So do you find the dimes in really random, weird places?
I do. Actually,
okay.
I never thought about that at all.
This is your stepdad. This is how your stepdad comes through.
Okay,
absolutely. This is how your stepdad. Yeah, he's a joker, and he loves the dimes, and they'll be really weird, like random places, right? So, like in your boot or something. Like you're like, how did he? Like, who even carries money around anymore? That's what I always say when my dad leaves dimes. I'm like, it has to be him, because who even carries money around anymore? Like, I don't have any money in my purse. Like, I don't have change. So yeah, and they'll leave them in like the weirdest spot. So this is definitely your stepdad. And I'm trying to see who else is coming through. So has there been also a lot of ladybugs?
We got to wrap it up,
recently?
Nadine, sweetheart.
Oh, sorry.
I'm sorry. I know you're
sorry.
on a big old stretch right here.
Look for the ladybugs.
Look for the ladybugs. Yes, look for the ladybugs.
Okay, I see those as well all the time.
Yay!
So thank you so
Good
much.
validation. Ginger, thank you so much for all of our Saskatchewan and Canadian neighbors. Thank you so much for calling. Miss Nadine, we are going to have to wrap it up, sweetheart. I'm sorry.
I know. I get going.
I know. I do too.
Fast.
I know. I know. I hear you. I totally understand. Okay, so thank you so much. It's absolutely delightful to have you on the show. I love it. I learn from you, the audience. We, learn so much when we're both on. I love the banter. I love the goofiness. I love the healing and the genuine care that we bring, and it's awesome. Thank you so much to the audience for joining us. If you want a copy of this show, go to SueLundquist.com and sign up for the newsletter, and we'll get that sent to you as soon as we launch it. Until then, Nadine, they can find you on Facebook, Nadine Greca. You can find all that information on my website. We will connect you and get you to the healings that you need. With that, we're going to see you next week. Until next time, each of you are a gift. Get out there and share yourself with the world.
If you like the show, help more people find us by adding your review of the show on iTunes. The more reviews we get, the more people we can reach with this inspiring message on the Gratitude Cafe. Simply search for Gratitude Cafe in iTunes, hit subscribe, and add your honest review. It would help us immensely and we'll be forever grateful. It's one of the best ways you can give back to the show with your review. Thanks for tuning in to the Gratitude Cafe. Don't forget, every week is a new show, and you could submit your questions at SueLundquist.com/Gratitude Cafe. The show goes live at 8 a.m. Pacific Standard Time in Seattle on Seattle's Alternative Talk AM 1150. You can also call in to the show at 425-373-5527 or 888-298-5569. Find the live streaming link at SueLundquist.com/Gratitude Cafe. We'll see you next week. The preceding